This is Straight Good Just Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
They have.
Here we go.
I'm Isaiah Hartenstein, and I'm down to dunk.
I hope Savior of basketball has won.
Well, the Dorchester Chamber has been going pretty well.
I'm Aaron Wiggins, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Chet Holmgren, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mark Dagnall, and I'm down to dunk.
He just does a big smile and
I feel blessed by God to be here down to dunk, be here with you.
I'm Alex Caruso, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm AJ Mitchell, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Isaiah Joe, and I'm down to dunk.
Oh, jeez. Are you going to sing it good enough for me to guess it, or?
Panhandle. Jeez. I'm tweaking.
Name 2 famous Oklahomans.
Myself and Jalen Williams.
Is that a crazy answer?
All my friends call me Bob.
Where's Rachel? Unique story. You lived a whole life.
Plain?
This is Kason Wallace, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
True blood Oklahoma.
That's right.
Pretty exciting, if you ask me.
This is J-Dub, world champion J-Dub, and I'm down to dunk. And eat burgers.
Ooh, welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. Before I get to my good friend Alex Speers, I want to tell you about 2 other friends of mine, Aaron and Drew Reese of Shelter Insurance. Call or text Drew, 405-478-7714, or Aaron, 405-773-5500. Something bad could happen to your home, just like what happened to mine. Had a slab leak at my house. I was doing podcasts the other day, and everything's going great. Walked into my bathroom, standing water, just everywhere. And it's been a disaster the last few days. But if you have good insurance, like Shelter Insurance through Aaron and Drew Reese, you're really not worried about it all that much. Give them a call or text today. These guys are not only working for an amazing insurance company, but they're also trustworthy guys and big Thunder fans. So you can give them a call or text today. I'm sure they're riding high off the Thunder win last night. Give them a call. Support the people that support Down to Dunk. With me, as always, is my good friend Alex Speers. Alex, what's up?
What's up, Andrew?
What's up? I feel like almost too much to talk about with this night, with this game, with all the festivities, with the Chris Webber moment. You were on a live stream last night with some guys. How was the live stream?
It was blessed. Yeah, it was blessed. I didn't get to hear much. I mean, because we were mostly watching on mute. So I could talk.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to get a good impression of what the broadcast was like. But
people loved it. People loved the broadcast. Very positive.
It was a great game. I would have said that if Katie didn't foul Shea at the end. It was a really, really fun game.
Yeah.
Which was cool because you look at going into the game, I was expecting it to be a rock fight. I expected these offenses to just be disgusting. And that was largely true. And yet it didn't affect the game, like my enjoyment of the game. Both these teams shot terribly from 3, and it didn't really bother me in the moment. It was just a good game. It reminded me of a playoff game. It felt like a playoff game.
Yeah, it felt like a Thunder playoff game.
Yeah,
in so many ways. Like they're bombing from 3. I mean, they shot 52 threes. They made 13 of them. It was they could not hit anything, and any 3 that they hit, like that Kason Wallace 3 down the stretch, felt massive, and it was. But yeah, it was that night had everything. It just absolutely had everything. You had the ring ceremony before the game. Even before that, the fact that you have Kevin Durant and you have Steven Adams in town, and all these Thunder, Jeff Green, all these guys are just kind of wandering around, and they're talking to Nick Collison, and they're talking to Dave Bliss, and they're talking to all these people around the Thunder, and it is just like, wow, this is kind of crazy. You have almost every single era of Thunder basketball was represented last night in the building, especially considering Melo was there. Melo got a big shout out on the Jumbotron, but you had Kevin and Jeff Green who were there from the very beginning. You had obviously Kevin and Jeff kind of carried it through, but then you had Serge there who got a giant standing ovation as well. You had Mello who kind of carried on after the Ibaka stuff. You had Nick Collison who was there through it all. You had Steven Adams who was there through it all.
Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones was there, just sitting in the crowd after he got his ring. Walked by him, he's just sitting there. Man, it had everything. It was so cool. And then seeing them get their rings, they dap up Adam Silver, then Sam, and then give a nice firm handshake to Clay Bennett, and watching some of them forget to get their rings from Clay and just kind of walk to their group like, oh, I'm here to actually get a ring. It was cool. And then just seeing them just open them up and see him for the first time was very, very cool. It was just an amazing moment.
And that part of it, I did watch like with sound, and I will say I did like the presentation, which was basically just let it play out, don't interrupt at all.
Yeah,
just because somebody posted from, I guess, Boston's year.
Yeah,
where as they were raising the banner, they cut to a commercial.
No,
whereas in OKC's, like, you got to see them raise the banner, all the guys touching it, then you got to see them take the team shot, then you got to see it go all the way up. Like the presentation for the home viewer, like, you got to see everything, which was great. I'm sure it was awesome in the building as well.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And did you see the cases? Because I don't feel like they talked about the video that was playing in the case.
I did not see inside the case like that. No.
Okay. Because there were little screens, right?
I don't know.
Imagine that.
I didn't see it close enough.
Okay. Because no one talked about it, but it looked like there was a screen showing like a highlight or something. I just was interested in what it showed.
Yeah. Wiggins was telling me about like the highlight, and I didn't really understand what he was saying, but there was a highlight inside of it. Yes. Now I'm like connecting dots right now in my head, because when he mentioned it, he was like, "Yeah, we got the little highlights inside there." I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, I thought.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, was it a bunch of highlights, or did they just pick like the best highlight from the playoff for each player? Like,
I'll have to.
It looked cool, but
yeah,
I would like to know more about that.
Yeah, the rings themselves are, I mean, they're obviously very cool. Like the whole design. When they, I got to see Aaron Wiggins after the game, and when you first, it has like a ring inside the ring that is like an everyday wearing ring. Underneath where you take it off, it says 0 and 0, which I chuckled whenever I read that.
Does it say broccoli and Skittles?
God, that would be. God, wouldn't that rock if you open up the ring and it said broccoli and Skittles, or it had like a little piece of broccoli on one side and some Skittles on the other? It did have like a little like ode to the memorial on it, which I thought was really cool. There's it obviously is personalized for each player, and it was really cool. It was really cool to see it. It's just hard to believe that it actually happened in our city. It's just I wake up and it just blows my mind that all of that happened here, and that those guys actually won it. And then all the guys that had been here before were there to watch it happen. Jeff Green and Steven Adams decided to sit out and watch from the bench, which I thought was cool. Everybody else was in the back. But yeah, I thought it was all very well done. I thought it was very classy. I thought that everyone enjoyed it. I thought that everyone like properly like celebrated it. You just never know like what that's gonna look like, but I just thought everybody was just really joyful. There's nobody like crying or anything, which would have I kind of predicted how people would act, and it would have felt a little bit weird if there were people crying, but like everybody was just like super happy about it. So it was cool.
Yeah, I mean they've taken like a very like buttoned up professional approach to everything.
Everything. Yeah.
I mean, even going back to how they celebrated after Game 7. So I was not surprised that we didn't see some like out of character moment. I was like,
it would have felt weird if there was. But yeah,
the funniest watching the stream was when Mello got his little thing, and they were cheering for him, and the other guys on the stream were like, "Why are OKC fans so into Melo? Like, I know he played there, but it like didn't go well, and like, why?" And I was trying to explain to them like, "You don't get it. Just having Melo in OKC was cool. We don't really care how it turned out."
The fact that it was so short was probably the best thing for Melo in OKC.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
You know,
if that had gone on another year, maybe we feel differently. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I think people just like Melo.
he's extremely likable, even though he was super pissed at exit interviews.
I know. That's why I was telling him. I was like, he had like the who me. Like he started off his time in OKC by like creating some controversy, like saying, "No, there's no chance I'm ever coming off the bench." And then his exit interview, he was miserable and clearly wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And yet OKC fans we just don't care. It's like, it was cool though.
Some of it too, though, for him is that Melo's everywhere, but like when he does talk about OKC, he's so complimentary of Sam and the front office and the way the team operates. And so I think that and that's the thing that Kevin like missed the mark on this whole time is like Kevin like continued to take shots at people. He said he was not looking forward to seeing anybody, whenever he came back to OKC, which was just it wasn't true. He was in the back talking to so many people, and there's so many like staffers that have been with the team for forever.
Yeah.
That are still with the team and worked with Kevin. And Kevin was clearly very happy to see a lot of these people. Heck, he was happy to see Barry Trammell. Like he greeted people. He was very kind to a lot of people. So that wasn't true. Like some of it's kind of like this bit. And I feel like there's like this bit that goes between Kevin and the fan base itself. I feel like when the fan base is a collective, they're going to boo him. But if it's like one-on-one with Kevin, there's maybe 2% of Oklahomans that would like go up to Kevin and be like,
I mean, honestly, no one.
Like, I hate you.
No one
would do it. But as a collective, you can do it. And then Kevin, when he has distance from people, and Kevin's respectful to Oklahomans too. Like, it's just like this. It's almost become like a bit of sorts that exists, but also doesn't exist. And I think that's kind of what Kevin has talked about at times. Where,
well, I think he realizes, and I think this is true. Like, there's nothing he's going to say at this point that's going to change the way people react when he plays in OKC. Like if he had come out and said like, "Oh, I'm really excited to be back. I'm excited to see this person, and like I had some really good years here," he would have still gotten booed every play. Like they would have still booed him.
I don't know. He exit on. I don't know that I agree. I think that
no, but I just don't.
He could have softened. He could have softened things. He has chosen not to.
Dude, I'm saying like at this point, it's done. Like he's getting booed every single time he comes back to play in OKC, whether I agree with it or not. Like it's just happening. There's nothing he's going to say at this point that's going to change.
All on his own doing.
I know, but I'm saying like that's why I think he feeds into it because he recognizes like there's no point at this. Like I'll wait to do that when I'm retired. Like what's the point right now?
Yeah,
nothing I'm going to say is going to change the fan reaction now, especially playing for one of OKC's biggest rivals.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably some validity to that.
I think that relationship is just kind of set in stone for the time being.
Yeah. God, it was such a perfect night. They announced the opposing team, and it's Steven Adams, just cheers, standing ovation. Everybody's super happy, followed by Kevin Durant with just like extreme boos. The whole thing was poetic. You had like the almost Chris Webber moment with him. He fouls SGA, fouls out, has to leave the game as Shea makes 2 free throws to win everything about it was like so poetic. Like the whole night was unreal. Like it had everything a Thunder fan could have ever wanted the whole night. It truly was like one of the best nights to be a Thunder fan last night.
So you think it was better than when James Harden came back and Hasheem Thabeet got ejected?
I will always remember that as well. A little bit better than that. That was fun though. That was fun to see the that iteration of the team beat up on James Harden. That was quite fun. But I think this beats that. God, man, it was so cool. Anything else from like the ring ceremony that stuck out to you, or any of the festivities before we move on to the actual basketball game?
No, it was exactly what I expected it to be, and it was perfect. And the coverage was great. And seems like I know some people who paid big money to be in the stands for that.
Yeah.
And it seems like it would have been worth it just for the ring ceremony, but you also got an incredible game.
A double overtime game.
Yeah.
And some, if you had your kids there, some tired kids the next day.
Yeah, what time did it finish in OKC?
I don't know. The good thing is that it started
early.
It started early, so that was good. But still, like double OT. It was it was just kind of comical at the time. Okay, so this basketball game, we already kind of knew that we were going to get a really fun game, and it was going to be kind of a weird one. A lot of it because Houston is playing this. It feels weird. You really can't even call it double big lineup. It's like this like quadruple big lineup with a wing. I mean, like it was from the outset. You knew this was going to be some kind of strange game, and it was a rock fight to a degree, but also like the physicality was fun, and it wasn't like disengaging from the crowd. It was actually awesome. And, you got to see, really, I think where we should probably start is just like Chet was unbelievable to start this game. Started 7 for 7 from the field, hitting all kinds of different shots. And was like,
yeah, that's what I like to see. Because if he had just come out and hit like his first 4 3-pointers, like that's cool. And obviously we want him to become a 3-pointer, but it was 3 levels. Like,
yeah,
I think his first basket was going in really strong against, I think it was Jabari Smith,
Yep,
getting that tough finish. He had multiple mid-range shots, acting kind of as the zone buster, which was great. And then his 3-pointer, I mean, he only took 5 threes. We made 2 of them. Like, that's great. If that's what Chet does going forward, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that's 40%. That's perfect.
He really got 4 because there were 2 that were toe on the line. Like he hit the 2 of them were from 3-point range.
Yeah.
But they were like if he just was
big feet.
If he just got some smaller feet, he would have had 2 more points and had 30. So
yeah, but I just loved how aggressive he was from the jump. That version of Chet offensively. I mean, I've been listening to some reaction pods this morning, and there's a lot of talk about Houston because they are a super interesting team.
Yeah.
They're just so strange compared to other teams. But man, the fact that they did that without J-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
And
with Dort making no threes, and with J. Will making no threes, and with Caruso like airballing too, that just like you saw them leave his fingertips. You're like, these have no hope of going in, and they still won that game.
Yeah, doing that without J-Dub was super impressive, and a lot of that was Chet. He's just that's the player that I think is there. I think that player. I don't think that's like a flash. I think that is what Chet can be offensively. Now, not 28 a game, but like down his career, I think he's a guy who could be averaging like 25 a night, like something like 25 and 8 every night consistently.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see it from the jump. The fact that was game 1 and he looked that good. You talked about it on the NBA Daily, just how good he looks moving. He's just moving better. So I'm super excited for that. And another reason why I just want Jada to take as much time as he needs, because I think these are going to be some fun games in terms of just exploring like what would Chet look like as the number 2 option.
Yeah.
And then you inject Jada back into that would be,
It's they are this team is that good. And if they would just make some threes.
I know the threes are so annoying. I will say, like, in comparison to Houston, I feel way better about OKC's shooting. Like, Houston took 39 threes in that game, which on average, like that's not a terrible average, but of course, I think 4 of those came outside of regulation. So they took like 35 threes, which isn't that much. That would be like a bottom 10 mark in the NBA.
Mhm.
And you look at who is taking those threes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like Amen Thompson, 7 threes. I looked it up. I might talk about this on Slam and Jam. Do you know the last time he took 7 threes in a game? He's done it once. It was his very first NBA game.
Oh, really?
In 21 minutes, he was 1 of 7 for 3 in his very first NBA game.
He likes to take 7 in first games. That's what we learned about. Amen.
But like, they're barely getting enough volume.
Yeah.
And the volume's coming from guys like Amen who just aren't shooters.
No, the Thunder were so happy to let him take threes.
And as exciting as it was that Şengün is apparently going to be able to shoot now, he was 5 of 8 from 3, most threes he's ever taken in an NBA game.
Mm-hmm.
They like need that. He has to do that. A guy who did not take more than, I think, 3 threes in a game last season, all of last season. He took 8 last night. They need him to all of a sudden be a high volume 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
So like, I'm very interested going forward with Houston. How do they figure this out? Because that's the other thing with KD, that swap for Jalen Green, KD. KD's obviously way better. But one thing that Jalen Green did offer was 3-point volume. He took like double the amount of threes.
Yeah, that's true.
Almost than KD. KD took 4 last night. He missed them all. He's going to make some going forward, but he's not a high volume 3-point shooter, and he's one of their shooters. Jabari Smith Jr., he's a shooter, but he's not a high volume 3-point shooter. Per 36, I think he was under 6 threes per game. Like these guys, they do not have any high volume shooters on this team except for theoretical Reed, Reed Shepherd. And they need him so bad. And watching last night, it's like, man, it's early. He has he has so much expectation on him, or like a need to produce. And it's going to look better against teams that aren't OKC. Obviously, he's going to have good games.
Maybe the dude got roasted the whole night. It was when Reed was on the court. It was, I mean, he made Lou Dort look like he knew how to drive to the basket at will. I mean, everybody.
Hey, it was Dort. That was a crazy Dort finish to spin and at that speed lay it up. I mean, a lot of players do that, but for Dort to do it, that was very impressive.
That was a Reed Shepherd special right there. Like the guy is a turnstile. If he can't get better, like he's gonna be on OKC's feeder team Charlotte here pretty soon.
Well, the thing is, like, okay, but if he was taking 10 threes per game on the other end, like was playing like big minutes and was a super high volume 3-point shooter, it might be worth it.
He took 7. No, I don't know. I do not agree. I don't think you can be that much of a defensive liability.
But they have to. They cannot have Amen Thompson taking 7 threes per game. They have to find shooting somewhere. And he's the only option that I can see on their roster of a guy who could take that many.
He is, but he is also like he's not just like a weak defender. He's like a bottom defender in the, like, as a guard defender in the league. Like, he is one of the worst. I have not. It was everybody. Like that Wiggins dunk was because of Reed.
Yeah, Kaysen had a straight line drive against him where he just ran by him.
Kaysen roasted him more than once. I think that in large part the Thunder were able to win this game because he is not just a soft spot in the defense, but just a absolute target. Like the guy can't play. He just can't. Like, he's gonna have to get tougher. But I don't know if Ime Udoka is going to have the patience for that. That will be the interesting thing, is if Ime, because this is my guess is that this is like a front office Ime battle, and right now Ime's like hand is a little bit forced at this point to play him.
Yeah,
and like last year, I mean, he can go point to the tape from last night and show it to Stone and say, hey, this is why you never played.
And what is scary about it, which you've kind of alluded to, is that it's not just that he's being targeted, because we've talked about it in the regular season. Like, there's going to be teams that just don't bother with targeting guys.
Yeah.
But if you're getting beat by the third, fourth, and fifth offensive options on the court, well, those are just going to be matchups that happen. Like that's not even like them, like Dort going against him or Kaysen. That's not a targeting. That's just who he was matched up with.
Yeah, swing the ball to wherever Reed is on the court, and we will score.
Yeah, it's not like they're trying to get. I mean, they were in some cases trying to get Reed on a switch against Shea or something. Like, okay, you understand it in that case. But yeah, some of these are just like, well, he has to guard someone. He has to be somewhere on the court.
Yeah,
and these, I mean, we love Dort and Kaysen, but it's not like these guys are.
These are like two very low usage players. These are catch and shoot.
Yeah.
These are catch and shoot guys on that end for the most part. Kaysen's a really good transition player. He showed that last night too. But yeah, it's a travesty. Also Clint Capella too. Like you can't. We found out there's like two guys on the Rockets that you really can't play.
Yeah, well, another one who you usually can play, but he was bad last night was Tari Eason.
Yeah, Tari can get wild sometimes, and he was wild. He was a wild man. He was really bad last night.
I also felt like you could tell on some of these defensive possessions, like they used to talk about it as like, I think their nickname was like the Terror Twins, like when Tari and Amin would come off. Dude, Amin is such a better defender.
Amin is a better everything. Yeah,
I know, but like just seeing like Tari match up with Shea versus Amin match up with Shea.
Oh, like, it's not even. They're not even in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, Amin is really good.
Yeah, he's elite.
Don't know what you do about his shooting, but hey, if Şengün's taking the 8 a game, maybe that won't be as big of a deal going forward.
Yeah, as long as Şengün is scoring 39 points a night, it's not a big deal.
You know, the crazy thing about that Şengün game is I was rewatching the game, and I just kept waiting. Like, wait, when does Şengün destroy us? Wait, when is this going to happen? Like, they were really good against him in the first half.
Oh, I know.
His stats at half, 3 of 8. And he had taken 2 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fine. They were doing fine against him. I thought Chet was great against him. Mm-hmm. They had Kaysen matched up with him on a lot of plays, and he wasn't destroying Kaysen. But then in the second half, he starts hitting a lot of those threes, especially in the fourth quarter. And then he starts getting the line a lot more consistently.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell apart there. But at least for one half, like I was like, man, they're doing great against Şengün. When is this explosion going to happen?
Yeah,
and then it eventually came. But
yeah, it did happen. Yeah, the third quarter, or I guess the beginning of the fourth quarter, he was just dominant. Yeah. He had how many? He had from the end of the third quarter to like the beginning of the fourth, he had like 3 threes.
Yeah,
and like that really kind of continued to flip the game because the Thunder. I thought up until the third quarter, I thought the Rockets did a really good job of just kind of dictating the way that things were going to be played. Like, it was very physical. Like the size really bothered them. Shea was not being very forceful with his offensive game, I would say. And what they were looking for open guys because they would send 2 to the ball. And when you send 2 to the ball, there's somebody open. And so they would look for the open guy, and it was kind of biting them in the butt. And Shea only had 5 points. Like, speaking of guys that didn't have it going, Shea only had 5 points at half.
Yeah.
And did not play super well in that first half. But like both he and Shea and Şengün, I really turned it on in the second half and became kind of a battle. It was really fun. It really felt like a playoff atmosphere. The crowd was already juiced just because of the night that they had in front of them. But I thought that was really, really fun.
And for Şengün, like, it wasn't like they were leaving him for wide open threes, but at the same time, like, I'm serious. He never took more than 3 threes in a game all of last season.
Yeah.
So, like, you would understand how you wouldn't be expecting this, like, sudden explosion and how confident he was shooting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just stepping into these threes. It's like, damn. So I'm very interested to see what that looks like going forward, because that completely changes his ceiling. I mean, that was always one of the things when people would call him Baby Jokic. One, Jokic is just bigger, which is always going to help Jokic. But the other thing was the shooting. It's like, well, Jokic is like an incredible 3-point shooter now.
Yeah, he's automatic.
Yeah. And yeah, if that suddenly becomes part of Şengün's game, that would be a much different player.
Yeah. Alpi had only made 3 threes. That was the most he had made before last night, and he'd done it twice in his whole career. His whole career, not just last season. So
that's
yeah.
why it's like, okay, well, let me wait. Let's wait and see. Let's wait. And
Yeah.
see
It's one game. It's like our only real data point on any of this.
I know.
And it's like people will run with it. But yeah, you got to give this 20 games. And if he's shooting great after 20 games, then like, yeah, okay.
Dude, if he's just shooting if he's shooting 6 threes a game, that would blow my mind. Like if he's averaging that after 20 games.
Yeah. If he's averaging six a game, that would be a little surprising. Because like I don't even know how many times he's taken 6. I'm counting 1.
Has he?
I mean, he did that once his rookie season, did not do it. Yeah, he's done it once.
Yeah.
Where he's taken 6 in a game. He's done that one other time. He took 8 last night. It's by far the most attempts, by far the most.
And like I said, like he has to. If he was shooting like he was last season, he was going like 1 for 3, which are like a lot of his box scores, or 1 for 2. And all of a sudden that team is taking like just over 30 threes per game. I mean, they're going to get destroyed anytime another team just has a good shooting night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, comparing these two teams, like, I just feel way better about OKC shooting. I know that they have games like this.
Yeah.
They love having games like this. They love winning games like this. I was looking at their game log from last year. Their 3 worst shooting games, one of which they shot below 20%. They won. They love doing this. I hate it, but they love it. But I at least feel like, okay, there's some guys I trust here. Bringing in AJ Mitchell helps with that too. Knowing that Isaiah Joe is going to come back, like, I feel confident in OKC's shooting, at least in the regular season. Houston, it's like, dude, they got to figure something out quickly, or these games are going to get really ugly.
Yeah, I think getting Finney-Smith will help. Just having
he's injured too.
Yeah, having Finney-Smith will help. Not playing Josh Okogie will help. But yeah, the fact that if Reed remains unplayable defensively,
it's a killer.
It is bad. It is bad. Not only did you like make this like really high pick that does not look very good. And a lot of it is like he's just too small and he's not athletic enough. Like he just can't. He'll get like blocks and steals and stuff, and it will look like he's a good defender. Like you can use stats to prove that he's a good defender. But boy, even in the preseason, like when he was putting up numbers, he was getting roasted, defensively. And so it's just. I just wonder about there's a type, like you look up and down this roster, there's a type with almost every single guy. And then you get to Reed. And like he's kind of the lone guy that doesn't like have this like it's all I don't know. I wouldn't say that he's like not tough at all, but like he does not have like the necessary toughness, I would say, to compete at this NBA level. Not that he'll never get it. I think that you can develop it, and if anybody can, it would be Ime. But boy, it was buns last night, man.
And if that is how this turns out, League got so lucky that they got the 3rd pick in that draft. Because I'm just looking at that draft now, and like, yeah, Steph Castle's good, but he would be a pain in terms of like his 3-point shooting as well. He's not helping that. Yeah. Ron Holland, Salon, Klingon, Rob Dillingham, Zach Edey, Cody Williams, like. Those are the next 7 names, and I'm not sure any of them are. You can be confident that they are making a playoff Rockets team any better right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to get down to like, okay, Jared McCain, if he's healthy, like maybe someone like that would hold up a little bit better.
Ime would love Ron Holland, though.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I definitely love Ron Holland.
God, he would love Ron Holland. I mean, Modest.
Yeah, Modest. And that was down at pick 11.
Yeah, Modest would be amazing for them too.
I do want to talk about AJ Mitchell.
Can we take a break and then talk about AJ?
Oh yeah. Do a good lead in.
Listen, guys, stay tuned because after the break, we're talking about AJ Mitchell. We'll be right back.
Wow.
It is cool. And we're back after that quick break. I want to tell you about our friends over at Bob Moore Kia. Go visit Bob Moore Kia today on Northwest Expressway in between Council and Rockwell. Great establishment. It's a beautiful dealership, and they have some of the best vehicles that you can get out there. If you've not ever considered driving a Kia, you should go test drive one today and tell them that Down to Dunk sent you. This is the hybrid Kia Carnival that I'm driving on right now. An absolute delight. Such a fun vehicle to drive. Kids love riding in it. It's amazing. All the features are great. There's a little camera that you can put on the screen that shows you the back seat, and so don't have to look in the rearview mirror. Don't have to look back behind me to know what my kids are up to. That's been fun. The gas mileage is great. It's comfortable. Just a delight. Other vehicles you can get: the Kia Sorento, 0% for 48 months during the Kia Fall Savings Event. You can also get a Sportage for 0% for 48 months during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Get the K4. Very cool looking cars. $354 a month. Lease for 84 months, 10,000 miles per year. $3,499 due at signing. Please go check out Kia today. Bob Moore Kia on Northwest Expressway, and tell them that Down to Dunk sent you. Support the people that support us. All right, Al. AJ Mitchell, who I feel like I've been hyping up throughout the preseason, even though we only saw him play for like 8 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Those 8 minutes just left a really big impression on me, and he kind of carried that over in this one, and he's had 16 points in 15 minutes off the bench.
One of my biggest takeaways from that game is, man, he needs to play more minutes.
Yeah.
Because he just brings an element that really no one else on this team has.
Yeah.
Other than, like Shea and J-Dub, I guess. But, like, even them, like, just the way he moves. There was a play, it didn't even end up going anywhere, but just, like, doing handoffs with the big and just running around. Just running around everywhere, causing havoc, putting pressure on the defense. I just think this guy, like, by the end of the season, you're going to have to be playing him like 25 minutes a night, because I think he just brings so much of what is missing from this team. Again, 100%. Talking about a championship team, but like he just brings a little of everything that this team needs, whether it's passing or higher volume 3-point shooting, getting off 6 threes in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey-o, hitting 3 of them. Like, getting to the rim, another guy who can get to the rim. I'm very excited about AJ Mitchell. I can't believe he only played 15 minutes, because it felt like a huge game from him. He got up 12 shots in 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's not afraid to shoot it. Can get a paint touch when he wants to. He had that and one, or we call it more of a 4-point play. He had a 4-point play there at the end of the half when the Thunder were just like desperate for any kind of point. Just his ability and his know-how on and off ball is huge. It's huge, because like you feel confident with him as the backup point guard. You feel confident with him, like you said, just kind of running around. You know, he had that touchdown catch from Caruso in transition during the game too, where it was just like he kind of does it all. He does everything that you'd want him to do. And yeah, he's got good size. He's not a bad defender. By the way, Houston would much rather have a guy like AJ.
I was just about to say, if you had AJ Mitchell on Houston instead of,
for real. Like I think Houston might have won that game instead of Reed. If they had him instead of Reed, I think they could have won the game. I think it's. Yeah. I mean, he's a very important piece to this team, and the Thunder locked him up on an awesome deal, and he's going to be here for a little while. But yeah, I think he's the next guy in line to be a real contributor, 2nd-round pick that was a 2-way guy. You know, it was really important to get him on that 2-way deal last year, and then get him on a standard contract, and then they signed him to a new deal this summer. But that was highly important for them, because he's he's one of the few creators. This has been talked about a lot, but the fact that they kind of break up film session by player type last season, and it was Shea, J-Dub, and AJ that were watching film together. Like that is like those are the three guys, and I think Topic fits in there too. Like those are really like the four guys that are creators on this team, and everybody else it's not saying they can't create. Like Wiggins can create, Chet can create, Kaysen in a pinch can create, but those three, it's more of their natural role.
Lou Dort had 5 assists last night.
Lou Dort
obviously
can create.
He can create.
Lou, and I know it's joking, but the fact that Lou has become this kind of player is a testament to like his hard work. Like he has truly become something that I would have never dreamed. Whenever they got him on his two-way deal. It is crazy the amount of two-way guys that have worked out for OKC that are like currently playing for this team. Dort being like the number one test case, but you got Wiggs and you've got AJ and old Brooksy got in the game last night who's currently on a two-way. I mean, it's just really cool the way that they've developed this whole thing. And I mean, Caruso being a guy that has a very similar story to these guys. It's very cool. And AJ is just very, very clearly an NBA guy, and clearly a guy that, like you said, when we get toward the end of the year, like his play will demand more minutes. It will.
Because there's a lot of guys on this team who kind of fill similar roles.
Yeah.
And to an important end, which is like this team's entire identity, having all of these guys like Lou Dort, Kaysen Wallace, Alex Caruso, so important. I mean, that is why they were able to win a championship in part. But being able to inject someone like AJ Mitchell into this rotation, I think it's just going to help this team, especially the offense, just go to another level. It's going to get them out of jams in parts of the game where they would have gotten it stuck in the mud. Mm-hmm. And I'm just very excited based on one game. Very excited.
Yeah. And Mark was asked about it last night, and Mark just talked about how it's like, this is kind of who he was at the start of last season. Like we've seen this before with him. This is not really anything like super new.
Trill, on the pod, we were talking about AJ or on the stream, and he was saying that drives per 36 in general is like a good metric for looking at like rookie guards, just to see like who is really active, who's getting to the rim. And if you look at just per 36, don't worry about how many games they played. AJ Mitchell was number one among all rookies last season.
Wow.
And even if you just look at like total drives, I think he said he was still third, having not even played that much time.
Wow.
So yeah, having like a rim pressure demon like him coming off the bench. I mean, that's the kind of guy we've been talking about these last couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, even going back to this is like before Hartenstein, Caruso, but talking about guys like, would someone like Colin Sexton work on this team? Like just having someone come off the bench, who can do some stuff.
Yeah.
And I really think that can be AJ Mitchell.
I agree. AJ rocks, man.
AJ rocks. 1, 2, 3.
AJ rocks. He's very, very good.
And we got to talk about Kaysen. Kaysen, he didn't have like an incredible first half, and then I feel like once they came back out for the third quarter, he just turned into a menace. He was just getting steals from everybody, getting out transition. He had, I don't know if it was on consecutive plays, but he had a string of plays where he like hit a three, got a steal. He had that straight line drive on Reed where he just blew past him, got the layup. He was just, and he's such a tough player for me to figure out, because as we talked about, I think we've kind of given up on this idea that there's a AJ Mitchell type player inside of Kaysen Wallace. I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's going to be that type of player.
Yeah, it's not super evident, I would say, at this point in his career, even though he's super young. But yeah,
on the other side, he's obviously so valuable.
Oh my God.
On this team.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad we didn't have to talk really about his extension this summer, because I really would like to see another year just to start to figure out, like I'm looking at guys like Dyson Daniels. He got 25 a year.
Yeah.
and trying to figure out like where would Cason Wallace fit financially on this team, knowing that he doesn't have like that type of ceiling of like a primary creator, but maybe he does have like the long-term impact of like an Alex Caruso, which Alex Caruso is so impactful.
Mhm.
And that type of player is incredibly valuable. But I'm glad we didn't have to figure that out this year. I'm glad we get like another year to see how this plays out. Because
Yeah.
you even saw in that game, you feel like he's playing with more confidence than you would have seen at the beginning of last year. So
Sure.
so let's just wait and see what this looks like by the end of the season.
Yeah, his third quarter, he had 8 points, a rebound, an assist, and 3 steals just in the
Yeah.
third quarter. Like that really helped turn the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And Wiggins too, I thought was really good in that third. He hit a 3 that felt pretty big.
And a
Yeah.
great dunk.
He had a great dunk. Thank you, Reed Shepard, for the dunk. Yeah, and I mean, you're bringing up that we have the season to figure it out. I think is really important because I do think that as like an NBA collective, we can get too bogged down with like contracts and what the team should or shouldn't do, and I get bogged down with it. We talked a ton about like the Hartenstein deal and what are they going to do, and maybe they don't have to, maybe there's other avenues for it, but the truth is that they're going to take the season to try to figure out what's happening and what they need to do. And I think that a lot of times what happens on the court will tell you what needs to happen. You could get to the end of the season and Hartenstein is so important to this team that like you just can't part with him and you need to figure out something else. Or you could get to the end of the season, it's like, well, Jay Will has become so much better than we ever thought he could. Now we can maybe afford to do this with Sorber kind of being the third big in this group. You just don't know. Like we just at this point, I think that it's just enjoy the season and they'll figure it out at the end of this year what they need to do.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm just wanting more exploration.
Yeah.
The guys on the stream were asking me like, why is he playing Brooks Barnheiser in the first game of the season? I was like, honestly, I want to see more minutes.
Yeah.
For Brooks. Who cares? I want to see more minutes for AJ. I want to see. I mean, Cason played 42 minutes. That has to be his like close to his career high.
It's a lot of minutes.
Yeah. But you look at some of these minutes played, like Dort playing 45, Shea playing 47. Like, I know it's a double overtime game, but there's room to kind of start playing some. Like, let's see Chris Youngblood. I get it's the first game of the season, so we're going to play all our main guys. But yeah, I'm excited for exploring this roster because I just think that there's some guys on this team.
Yeah, without a doubt, and everybody's going to get a chance. Like Youngblood got in there for the 6 seconds that he did because I mean it was like an ode to Lindy Waters, where it's like let's put Lindy in at the very end of the quarter. We have this opportunity, and they put him in. They called him Mark called him CY, so go put CY in. I was like, why would you call him CY when his last name is Youngblood, like one of the coolest last names in the history of the Thunder? Anyways, they put Youngblood in there for the final 6 seconds just to see if they could get him to shake loose, which is awesome. And Mark is the perfect Thunder coach. He's the perfect Thunder coach in so many ways. Presti has to like be so happy with his selection of him, just as a person, as a coach, that he's just willing to do all this stuff. Because I think Sam obviously would want, as a guy who's like picking these guys and like bringing these guys in, like one thing that you want as a general manager is like everybody to get an opportunity. Like these guys that you have like hand selected to be on this team. And you didn't always get that. You didn't always get that with Billy. You didn't always get that with Scott Brooks. You didn't always get that with PJ for his 18 games or whatever it was that he coached here. It's amazing. And like you said, like you do know that like Brooks will get a chance and Youngblood will get a chance. And when Topic comes back, who looked like he was walking just fine. I don't know if that would affect his walking or not, his little operation.
No, I think it's mostly like being able to lift.
Oh, okay.
Anything. Yeah.
Poor Topic. But he'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll be back and he'll play. And we'll get to see what that looks like. I think that will be really interesting. which makes it exciting. I know that a lot of people probably think like the Thunder aren't that exciting just because they ran it back for the most part. But Mark will always make things interesting. He'll make almost every game interesting to watch.
No, I thought it was cool with the ring ceremony how you didn't have like a bunch of new guys that were added that like couldn't join.
Mhm.
It was just the rookies.
Yeah.
That couldn't join. It's like no one else. Everyone else is back,
Everyone's back, including Dylan Jones, who was in the building.
including Dylan Jones.
Shout out to Dylan. We have to talk about what should have been a timeout and what had the Thunder lost this game, we would have already talked about this for a long time. By now, the podcast. I'm glad we don't have to, and I'm glad it's not like the main storyline because it is an annoying one.
And it's also one of those things that like there's just nothing you can do about it. Like there's no rule you can put in place where the refs are going to suddenly call that.
You can't. And the thing that some people have heard calling for is like a retroactive timeout call. Like you can't do that. You can't go back and review a timeout call. It's so problematic. And what the problem is, like, I don't know how Zarba missed it because Kevin had the basketball. Like I can't believe that none of them saw it because Kevin had the ball. And Shea even
I'm sure it's a thing where maybe he did see it, and then in your head you have this thought where it's like, he's calling a timeout, but they don't have a timeout. And like as you're thinking about it, time runs out and you realize you haven't called it. And then like, what are you gonna do? Like call it after the game is technically, or after the overtime is over?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he saw it and was just confused.
To have seen it. He had I'm with you. One of them had to have seen it because you're not going to not watch where the basketball is. And it's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break that you didn't see it. I think that they swallowed their whistles in that moment. And
that's why I don't think there's a rule that you can put in place. And listen, I would gladly give up a regular season win to not have more reviews. I don't want more reviews in this sport.
They're getting the earpieces in a couple weeks, I think.
Oh,
like
really?
Secaucus will be in the ear of at least like the crew chief, I think.
Okay.
So that should help with that process to go faster. The reviews felt like they took forever last night for all of the coaches' challenges, which we got a lot of them last night. But yeah, I'm glad that it didn't matter, but it was a really terrible explanation when it is literally your job to be observing what's going on the court. Mark was going ballistic. It was awesome. I have a video of it, but Mark was like losing it because of that, which he should have. It was bad. I mean, it truly could have cost them the game. It truly could have cost them the game.
And it's one of those things that it probably happens like once or twice in NBA season.
Yeah.
And so these refs just have some of them probably have zero experience ever having to make that call.
It's Zach Zarba though. Like this is a finals.
I know.
This is one of the best. Like he's a guy that will, and part of the reason why I think that Mark was a little shy to go after anybody after is because like this is a guy that's going to be an official in the finals this year too.
Yeah.
And you've got to like you have to be in their good graces in some way, but like, yeah, that was bad. That was really, really bad. I thought there was a lot of bad officiating last night. It's the first game for the players and for the officials too. There were some bad moments, but I'm glad that it didn't end up necessarily affecting the outcome of the game, but that should have been the end of the game. He said, Shea said that he could hear him say it 3 times and give the signal 3 times.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he just like said it like quietly just once and then stopped. Şengün, like all you need to know is that Alperen Şengün heard him doing it and was like devastated because he knew what should have happened. It wasn't just Mark being livid about it. Like go back and watch Alpy. Just like no, how could Kevin be doing this? So yeah, that was bad.
We escaped it. Unlike the time we didn't escape the Giannis stepping out of bounds.
Poor Josh Eustace. Poor Josh Eustace defended him perfectly. Yeah, they did not escape that one. They did not. Yeah, it was a poetic night, and the fact that it was Kevin in both spots. Kevin, the one that was trying to call timeout, and I mean,
And Kevin that fouled him, which
Kevin avoided a lot of embarrassment with that one, because what would lead everything today if that is how the game ended, or if the Thunder lost? I think it would lead either way.
Yeah.
I think the way that it ended up kind of is going to kind of erase it from the history books.
I mean, 3 of the biggest plays were him missing a free throw.
Yeah, he missed the free throw. I mean, there's somebody sitting behind me after Kevin got fouled,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Well, we lost," you know, talking to his wife or somebody. He was so mad. Well, if game's over, we lost. Let's go, And then Kevin misses it, and then Shea just freaking ice cold, man.
Yeah. And luckily that final foul call was like very clear. It's definitely a foul.
Yeah.
Freaking out about
shout out
it.
to Carrie, who is watching with his class currently.
Whoa.
So shout out to Carrie and his class. Appreciate you.
Hey, 6'7".
Hey, everybody, 6'7".
Hey, kid, 6'7".
Guys, you ever heard of 6'7"?
Dude, my wife, middle school teacher, has had to rearrange things in her classroom so that those numbers do not appear next to each other. Like she has folders for like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and she literally had to change it because the kids wouldn't shut up about it. They're just like random folders on the wall. She had to rearrange them.
Oh, dude, I know.
I don't know what this could be. Who knows what class this is?
I think it's middle school. I think it is middle school.
It is middle school. Okay.
Yeah. Carrie said, "Never say that again." we just ignited his middle school class.
They're just rioting right now.
Yeah, they're just screaming 6'7". Oh man, goodness. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen. But it was Kevin. Kevin was being leaned on too much last night. It was obvious. I mean, he just kind of lost the ball at one point during the overtime. Gary just texted me. It caused an uproar. Oh no. But Kevin, and I mean, it's obvious. Like you look at the other guys from his draft class that are still in the league, and the way we talk about them, like Al Horford and Mike Conley. Like nobody is leaning on Al Horford or Mike Conley. He says they're 5th graders, by the way, which is also that's like right there where it's bad to say that. But no one's leaning on Mike Conley or Al Horford in any way. In fact, like it feels like teams are leaning away from them to a degree. Like they can't. You can't play those guys that much. And so, like Kevin, to his credit, is clearly one of the best basketball players to ever play. And the fact that he is still this good. I mean, there were so many times where the Thunder had defended so well for like 22 seconds, and then the ball just somehow makes it into the hands of Kevin, and he's able to just like hit this like mid-range shot that is just like a complete layup. It's just he's still so good, but I do think like they're relying on him probably a little bit too much, and they need. And I think they can. I think they can get more from Amen at times. I think they can probably lean on Alpi a little bit more, but Kevin,
he's still going to be the guy at the end of the games. I mean,
yeah,
I will say like
maybe.
when Şengün gets the ball with some space and is going towards the rim, like that was when I was most scared in overtime, because it just feels like he's going to figure out some way to throw that ball into that hoop.
Yeah,
he just makes those types of tough shots.
Yeah, the Thunder really need a dub, not only offensively at times last night, but defensively too. Like they just don't have they have like your big guys, and then you have your guards, and the guards can guard up, obviously, which they've done and have done very well. And that's part of it is like a lot of like the NBA, like people don't quite get it that like you can. These guys that are smaller, like Kaysen, Dort, Caruso, can all guard 4 positions, if not 5
Yeah.
positions when it comes to Case or with Caruso. But yeah, but they do lack that like kind of like middle, like a wing defender. And he was, Dub was very, very missed. So I don't think he'll be gone for too much longer. But like you look at the schedule, you just kind of think, please just let him heal, be 100% before he comes back. There's no rush. You beat a Houston team that's a really tough opponent. And I think that you can kind of explore the studio space with other guys in these upcoming games, which I expect them to do and hope to see them do. And just let Dub get completely healthy. That's all that really.
Yeah, I mean, like if he missed these next 3 games, which would be a bummer because it's a tough 3-game road trip: Indiana, Atlanta, Dallas. But then when they get back, it's Sacramento, Wizards, Pelicans, Clippers, Portland, Kings, Memphis. There's like 2 tough games in there.
Yeah. He could if he missed all of those, I would be fine with that. I don't think he'll miss all of those, but if he did, I think that would be.
Well, man, looking at their opening season, it is pretty light.
It's pretty light. It's because
until you get to the end of November.
They've stacked a lot of the games. I mean, they have a lot of national TV exclusive games after the new year because they know OKC will be good. So it's pretty cool. Okay. Anything else we didn't touch on?
I'm going to the start of the Young Hansen era tonight.
Oh, nice.
I'll be there in person. Shout out to Blake, who was able to get me tickets.
Sick. That's awesome.
They're playing the Wolves tonight at 7. Very excited.
Oh, that's fun.
Jeremy Grant's coming off the bench.
What's the starting lineup?
Denny, Tumani, Sharp, Drew, Klingon.
That's great.
Yeah. I think that's the way it should be. They're going to struggle offensively, but they're going to be great defensively.
That's amazing. Wow.
There's some good games tonight though. Spurs Mavs.
Spurs Mavs. Yeah, we will have somebody for the NBA Daily from Spurs Mavs tonight. We'll have Jared Weiss, who's covering the Spurs now. Moved to San Antonio to cover Wemby. He'll be on tonight for us.
Cavs Knicks.
James Edwards.
That's a big one. Nets Hornets. Who you got for that?
Nets. We could call Mike Smeltz, see if he'd want to.
Is Yegor playing?
He should be. He played in the last.
Oh yeah, he did. Okay, so he should be playing.
Yeah, he should be playing. Quick Spirit update for everybody.
Yeah.
I did talk to Aaron Wiggins after the game. He was standing there with his mom. So this conversation was really funny with her standing and listening to it. But I was just kind of joking and was like, man, the Spirit views have gone way up since our interview. And he started laughing. He's like, actually, somebody in the crowd yelled to me, I watched Spirit this past weekend. and then he goes, we're bringing it back, brother. And he like gives me like a handshake. It was so funny. His mom is like sitting there like watching us talk about this. She's like, oh yeah, Spirit. She's like, yeah, like confirming, like, yes, this was one of his favorite movies growing up. It was great. Wiggs is an absolute delight, and truly does love Spirit. Truly does love it. Okay. Hope everybody's doing awesome. You should be if you're a Thunder fan and listening to this. If you're somehow hate listening to this, welcome to. We're glad to have you. But if you are a Thunder fan, you got to be riding high. So please share the YouTube. I dropped full interviews on our YouTube page yesterday. So if you would go watch those, share them with other Thunder fans. There's some really fun stuff in all of them. I thought all the guys were really engaging and really shared a lot with me. And I'm really grateful for that opportunity. But like Shea dropped yesterday, Wiggins, the full one dropped yesterday. And it's great. You get to see the lights go out as he's telling me about Spirit and then us like resetting. It's so good. Hartenstein, Caruso, Jay Will are all up right now on the YouTube page, Lou Dort as well. So go check those out. Those are all on the Down to Dunk YouTube page. Would love for you to watch those. I got a ton of shorts up there. I will put the full versions of the How Oklahoma Are You videos up at some point as well. So you get to kind of see those. The other ones that I have up are chopped up and, shorter for social media, but I'll put the full versions of those up at some point as well. So go check all of those out. Really grateful for that opportunity. And we will talk to you guys again on Friday.
I'm down to dunk. I'm down to dunk.